There is growing fear in the suburban St. Louis community over a potential threat buried in the ground. A local landfill contains nuclear waste left over from the Cold War. The radioactive material was dumped there illegally in the 1970s. There's also a hot spot burning underground in a second landfill about 4 football fields away. Vinita Nair is outside the Westlake landfill in Bridgeton, Missouri, where neighbors are fed up. Vinita, good morning.
Good morning. Well, one of the landfills that you mentioned, the one that contains the waste, was designated a Superfund site in 1990, meaning the federal government would fast track its cleanup. Now, 25 years later, the waste is still there, and there is another potential threat.
You can't 100% guarantee that we're okay.
Hundreds of angry people demanded answers last night from federal officials.
I'm scared. This is scary.
We don't go outside. We don't open our windows.
This is the source of their anger and frustration. 2 landfills that abut one another in North St. Louis County. One houses 2 areas of illegally disposed nuclear residue named a Superfund cleanup site in 1990. The other landfill has an underground fire, a slow burn, which has been smoldering for 5 years. It's thought to be about 1,000 feet from the radioactive material. But no one knows for sure what will happen if the fire comes into contact with the waste.
I don't know why they ignored it for so long. I really don't.
That's probably about accurate.
Dawn Chapman lives less than 2 miles from the landfills and helped start a citizen activist group to educate her neighbors.
What is the most frustrating thing for you as a resident?
I cannot believe that somebody and anybody in their right mind would think that you can leave the world's oldest nuclear weapons waste sitting on the surface of a landfill for over 40 years and there not be a consequence to that.
St. Louis's nuclear legacy dates to World War II, when uranium was processed here for America's first nuclear weapons. The sites where the leftover waste was stored have been cleaned, but some low-level radiation has moved into neighborhoods. Missouri's Attorney General is suing the landfill's owner, Republic Services. He says the company mishandled the fire, and his experts say the underground burn could conceivably hit the material in 3 to 6 months. The Environmental Protection Agency and Republic strongly deny those reports, and the company has spent millions of dollars to contain the burn and control the odors. Mark Haig is an acting regional administrator for the EPA.
The testing we're doing now, or about to embark on with the additional samples we're collecting, I think will give the public additional information to support what we've been saying.
The EPA says they will decide whether to install a barrier between the 2 landfills by the end of the year. Dawn Chapman fears that solution will be too late.
No barrier will be allowed to be put in by this community if you cannot 100% guarantee our safety without it.
The underground fire is not the only concern. This past weekend, a grass fire erupted about 75 yards away from that radioactive waste. Gail, in addition to all of those problems, this area is also very close to an earthquake fault line.
Oh, boy. All right. Thank you, Vinita, very much.